Shekhar stops his bike at the traffic signal and looks at his watch, not checking the time, but appreciating his gift for himself to commemorate a special day, that is today. Now, since the eyes were already on the dials, he does have a look at the time and thinks, it's 8 a.m. I will be at my desk much before 9. That's a solid 1 hour before the announcement. Shekhar wasn't finished romancing the black belt beauty that a sleek red car halts just next to him. Shekhar turns his gaze from the watch to the car, from an acquired necessity to an aspirational luxury. With his eyes glued on the red marvel, he consoles himself. Not too far, Shekhar, not too far. After today's promotion, not far at all. The EMIs will be less punishing with the 30% increase in salary. At this time, the other red beauty, the light on the signal, gives way for the green. Hopes, aspiration, ambition, all set for the go. Shekhar reaches his office and enters his floor with a grace never shown before. Heads of friends popping up from cubicles with a smile that confirms that we are also waiting for your good news, or maybe just for the beer tonight. His confident steps towards his desk are audible enough, but not attention-seeking loud. He made sure of the balance. Yes, he bought new shoes too. Shekhar sits on his chair, leans back and takes a deep breath and looks right across his desk at the empty office with a plate that reads Vice President Finance. Not too far, Shekhar. Not far at all. The phone at his desk rings. He looks at the name, smiles and answers the call. Hey Sunil, good morning mate. His friend and colleague Sunil from the other end of the same floor, but different department replies, Good morning sir. Should I start calling you sir right away or should we wait till the formal announcement? Shekhar is still staring at the cabin. Very funny bro, very funny. Nothing's gonna change, you know that, right? It's just a different title. Sunil replies, VP Finance is not just a different but a life-changing title. Well, anyways, tonight at 8 Irish House, that's fixed, right? Oh yeah man, that's fixed. And thank you for reminding. I need to call my wife too. Wanna surprise her there with this news. Alright then, speak to you later Sunil. Shekhar hangs up the phone and starts texting his wife. He writes, Hey honey, big surprise coming soon. We'll speak to you at evening. With that, he goes straight to work. But every 5 minutes his eyes are at the door to check the arrival of his boss, the CEO, Mr. Merchant. Half an hour later, Mr. Merchant walks in and heads straight to his huge cabin. Shekhar looks at the CEO cabin and says, Well, a little far, but yeah, we'll get there. One step at a time. An hour goes by and Shekhar looks up to see Shalini, the personal assistant of the CEO, approaching Shekhar's desk. Shalini greets Shekhar with a warm smile and says, Good morning, Shekhar. Sir would like to see you in his office. Yes, sure, says Shekhar, jumping to his feet and swiftly polishing his attire. Taking deep breaths to control his beating heart, he follows Shalini. Just before entering the cabin, he turns and looks back at the floor. A last view from the eyes of Manager Finance. Right at the end of the floor, he sees his friend Sunil, wishing him best with 2 thumbs up. Shekhar smiles and enters the office. Good morning, sir. Mr. Merchant welcomes Shekhar. Hey Shekhar, my boy, come in. Please have a seat. The room is occupied by 3 other people. Shalini, the PA, Ritika, Shekhar's colleague from Finance Department, and the head of Human Resources. Shekhar says hello to all of them and thinks, yep, now that's an appropriate audience. With all seated, Mr. Merchant closes his laptop, while pushing his boss chair a bit away from his desk, makes eye contact with each participant for at least 2 seconds, ensuring enough anticipation to fill the room. And finally he speaks. Loyalty is a two-way street. A leader cannot and should not expect continuous loyalty from team if benefits of previous victories have not been shared with them. So today I have called you all to appreciate a fellow colleague. with a deserving reward. Shekhar initiates a countdown in his mind. Mr. Merchant continues. As we know, the position of Vice President Finance has been vacant for about a couple of months now. And I do not endorse external hiring for senior positions. He stops and looks at Shekhar. As their eyes meet, Shekhar zooms his mental camera to capture this moment, while making sure he doesn't break a confident eye contact with Mr. Merchant. But then he feels a certain shift. The CEO slowly looks away from Shekhar, stands up, forwards his hand towards Ritika and says, "So Ritika, would you do us the honors of accepting the position of VP Finance?" Ritika breaks into a series of yes, 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 and shakes the hand of CEO with a huge smile on her face. Shekhar is still sitting, absolutely numb. The voices in the room seem like voices coming from the shore to a person who is drowning. He can see what's happening but isn't able to react physically or mentally. Ritika shaking hands with Shalini, then Human Resource, and then she moves to Shekhar. Shekhar shakes her hand and says, "Congratulations." He feels a hand on his shoulder that pulls him back from a blurred nightmare to reality. Mr. Merchant pats his back and says, "Shekhar, I wanted you to be here with us when we announced this because I want you to be Ritika's number 2 in finance. You are a brilliant team player and she will need all your support." Ritika adds on with a smile, "Oh, absolutely, sir. Can't think of a team without Shekhar. He's a magician when it comes to numbers." Shekhar pulls every effort in his mind and body to stretch a smile and say, "Of course, sir. Will do my best. And you have my full support, Ritika." With that, Mr. Merchant goes back towards his chair. "Great, now let's make it official. Send the email to everyone in the office." They all thank the CEO and leave the room, one by one. The last to leave is Ritika. As she comes out of the door, she asks Shekhar for a moment. "Hey Shekhar, I really mean it. Really would need your guidance at every step." Shekhar tries another smile. "Of course, Ritika, anytime." Ritika's bright smile thanks him as she moves towards her desk. Shekhar walks slowly towards his desk, heads of friends popping from cubicles with a question in their eyes. Avoiding every possible eye contact, he fastens his walk of shame and reaches his desk and sits on his chair. He looks up towards the VP Finance cabin. Ritika, with the help of a couple of colleagues, is shifting her stuff from her cubicle to the VP's desk. Shekhar receives an SMS from his wife. He reads, "Can't wait. What's the surprise? Please tell me now." Now, the shock is over and out. The emotion now surfacing Shekhar's mind is anger. Anger, not jealousy, but pure anger. Shekhar's piercing stare towards Ritika's VP cabin is broken by a phone call. It's Sunil. Shekhar answers the call. "Hey Shekhar, please come to a smoking zone at the staircase. It's urgent." The call from Sunil reminds Shekhar that now he has to break the news of his failure to his friends. He gets up and walks towards the staircase. Sunil, with 2 other colleagues of Shekhar, greet him with a huge cheer. Sunil, in his usual dramatic manner, takes out a business card off his pocket and says, "Shekhar, my friend, this is your old business card. It says Shekhar, Manager Finance." Sunil borrows a cigarette lighter from his friend and says, "It's time we burn the past to celebrate a new beginning." He lights up the business card and they all cheer again. Shekhar silently observes everything, waiting for the right moment to share the news, which he loses. An email notification is heard on all phones. Sunil throws away the half-burnt card in the bin and checks his phone. The other colleagues do the same. Shekhar knows what it would be. The email from Human Resource, announcing Ritika as the new VP Finance. As Sunil and colleagues read the email, their smile ceases slowly. Shekhar feels being crushed under a mountain of embarrassment. He couldn't bear it. Sunil comes near Shekhar and says, "What is this here? How did this happen? Are you okay?" Anger surfaced all over. Shekhar thinks to himself, "You don't deserve this, Shekhar. You don't deserve this humiliation. She will have to pay for this." Shekhar takes a step near Sunil, looks into his eyes and starts laughing. His friends are surprised, more confused with this reaction. Shekhar looks at all of them one by one and says, "Don't tell me you guys are surprised. Come on, wasn't it obvious?" The colleagues are still clueless. Sunil looks at the other two and then back to Shekhar. "Brother, what are you saying?" Shekhar stops laughing, as if trying too hard not to laugh, and speaks. "Okay, well, I'm surprised that you guys are surprised." He moves a little left and little right while talking to his colleagues as if conducting a lecture. He says, "Yes, I was expecting to be promoted in a normal, no-biased situation, but not when the other contender is having an affair with the CEO. Obviously, he would promote her. As soon as I saw her in the room, I knew my chances were zero. But hey, I understand, love makes people take sides, and I totally understand." Placing a hand on Shekhar's right shoulder, Sunil turns Shekhar towards himself and puts a firm and direct question. "Hey Shekhar, are you saying Ritika is having an affair with Mr. Merchant? Now that's quite a big statement to make." While slightly pushing away Sunil's hand from his shoulder, Shekhar replies in a calm voice, "That's what I've been hearing, man. Girls in this office talk. They talk a lot. You know Swati from marketing? I heard her saying something about the event in Thailand 3 months back. They both went, right? I understand the CEO attending, of course, but why a finance person? It was a lead generation event, a marketing event." Shekhar moves towards the other two colleagues and says, "Also, I heard Rihanna from HR. She said something about these two staying late in the office last week, leaving together about 1 a.m. in the CEO's car." Sunil interrupts Shekhar and says, "Still, yaar, that doesn't prove for a fact that there is something between them." Shekhar turns back at Sunil and smiles. "I know, of course. But stating what I have been hearing, man. Like, for example, Mary from our own finance team. She showed me an email once that perhaps was supposed to go to Merchant from Ritika but went to Mary by mistake. And the signature said, 'Your love, Ritika.' I don't know, man. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe these are all just rumors. But we have to agree that we smell smoke. How can we be so certain there aren't any fire?" The silence of his colleagues was proof enough for Shekhar that his work was done. Sunil gets a call on his phone. He looks at the screen and says, "Hey, this is important. I need to take this. But we should talk about this. This is crazy." He walks up to the staircase and towards the workflow. The other two colleagues follow him, with the expression speaking for itself. Unbelievable. Shekhar stands alone at the staircase, looks at his watch. It's 10:45 a.m. and he thinks, by 5 p.m. the whole floor will be talking about it. The biggest truth about a lie is, if enough people believe they smell smoke, it won't even matter if there is a fire or not. The smoke becomes the fire. Shekhar returns to his desk. Another SMS from his wife. "What time are you coming at evening? I'm so excited to hear about the surprise." Shekhar now has to think of something to tell his wife, maybe invent another surprise. At around lunch, he looks around the floor. The waves are getting stronger. He can feel that the rumor is spreading like a wildfire. Groups at water cooler, coffee room. He could literally hear the word Shane and Ritika in one sentence. At 5:30 p.m., Ritika walks out of her office towards the coffee room. Shekhar stands up to check the reaction of people when they see her. Shekhar could feel that she is feeling some awkwardness as well, and that does give him a slight satisfaction. At 6 p.m., he looks up from his cubicle to check out Ritika's cabin. She isn't there. Left for the day already? Mr. Merchant is still in his office. Now, that's interesting. The first day as a VP and she leaves before the CEO does. This gives him a little more satisfaction. At 7 p.m., Shekhar packs his bag. The CEO has gone, and so has most other employees. He waves a goodbye at Sunil, who is on another call, and waves him back. Shekhar walks towards the parking area and keeps his bag over the bike. His phone rings. It's his wife. Oh God, I have to plan a surprise now just so I can tell her something. He answers the call. Hey honey, I'll be home in 20 minutes maximum. His wife replies, Shekhar, you better hurry. Your colleague is here. You didn't tell me she would be coming? Shekhar is surprised. A colleague? Who? His wife says, Your colleague Ritika. She's here. She said you know she would be coming. She was trying your phone. Here, talk to her. Shekhar almost drops his bike keys with that shock. Shekhar's wife hands over the phone to Ritika and says, Here, please talk to him. I'll be back from kitchen with your coffee. Ritika takes the phone and says, Hello, Shekhar. At a loss of words, Shekhar manages to say, Ritika, hey, what a surprise. I didn't know you were coming to see us. Ritika replies, I know, but I thought, it's time. It's time I tell your wife about me and my character, and about our affair. After all, you and I, we are in love, right? Shekhar says, What the hell are you saying, Ritika? What affair? Since when are we having an affair? Ritika replies in a deep voice, I know we aren't having an affair. You know that too. But your wife doesn't. And who do you think she will believe? A woman who cries in front of her for forgiveness? Or her husband? I can tell her about our late nights that we have worked. She might not believe me right away, but the seeds of doubt shall forever be planted in her mind. Shekhar starts his bike and says, Ritika, why are you doing this? Please don't. Ritika replies, You know very well why I'm doing this. A professional reputation takes years to build, Shekhar, and so does a marriage. Let's see which crumbles first. It takes 20 minutes for you to reach home, right? That's enough for me. Saying that, she hangs up the call. Ritika, hello? Shekhar wears his helmet, starts his bike, and rides as fast as he could possibly. He reaches his residential complex and parks near the tower. He goes up to his flat, waits for a moment and rings the bell. His wife opens the door, takes a good serious look at him and says, Was that your surprise? Your secret that you wanted to share this evening? Shekhar enters the house. Honey, don't believe a word she said. Please listen to me. His wife walks away. Shekhar follows her towards the dining table. Honey, listen to me, please. She turns around and hands over an envelope to Shekhar while saying, Well, I love the surprise, Shekhar. She's smiling. Shekhar is confused. He takes the envelope and finds a wedding invitation inside. Ritika weds Sahil. Destination Goa. Next month. Shekhar is speechless, yet still confused. What is this? What did she say? His wife walks towards the kitchen while saying, What a lovely lady. I completely forgot that we have met last year at your office party. But she remembered. She came herself to give me the wedding invitation. She could have just given it to you. That's a classy woman. And by the way, I love the surprise. Goa next month. Yes. Shekhar asks her again. Yeah, that's the surprise. But didn't she say anything else? His wife replies, Yeah, she got some sweets too. She got a promotion today, right? She has so many good things to say about you, Shekhar. And by the way, your whole team is celebrating. She has asked me to come as well, but I have some important submission to be done. But you carry on, please. She said she will SMS you the location. Shekhar checks his phone and finds a SMS from Ritika that says 8 p.m. Irish House. Shekhar reaches the location shared by Ritika, enters the pub and looks around for familiar faces. Finds some at the corner table near the bar, while some near the dance floor. One such familiar face is looking right at him. The face that Shekhar was hoping to see and also not hoping to see, both at the same time. Ritika walks towards Shekhar, finds a table with 2 chairs, sits on one of them, and with a hand gesture, invites Shekhar to sit on the other. As he sits on the other side, Ritika orders for 2 drinks on the table. After a reluctant few seconds, Shekhar finally looks her in the eyes and says, Ritika, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I don't know what got into me. I was expecting this promotion, and when Mr. Merchant chose you, it just hit me hard. Well, there is no excuse for what I did. Ritika cuts him off and speaks. You know, Shekhar, it's not just about what you did, it's also about how you did it. I mean, the way, the process. So, I know you're sorry, but you have to just answer a few questions for me, please. Can you, Shekhar? Shekhar nods. Ritika leans a little on her chair. You see, I'm a self-made person, Shekhar. I understand competition. I understand jealousy, anger, and all that. I might also try and understand one not thinking right at a given moment and just saying whatever comes to the mind. That is different. So, Shekhar, as I said, there are two things, the what and the how. So it's not just about what you did. The what was the revenge plan that took over your mind. But I also kept thinking about how you did, the process, spreading the affair rumor. Now my first question, Shekhar, and explain this please. Let's say a guy got that promotion. Let's suppose the promotion was given to Rahul, Vijay, Farhan, Arun from our finance team. You would have felt the same, right? The need for revenge that covers the what part. But the how, the process, that wouldn't have been the same, right? Spreading a rumor about an affair of Rahul or Farhan with Mr. Merchant? Because you know and I know, no one would have believed that. So I assume the how, the process, in this case, the fake rumor, might have been Rahul has a criminal record, or Vijay steals from the company, or Arun hacks the system, anything. But when it comes to a woman, why is the rumor always about she is using her womanhood to climb the ladder of success? She is having an affair with the superior for better perks. I know it might seem silly to you. You might think that I'm actually getting pissed at the wrong part of the problem. But that is my first question to you, Shekhar. Why didn't you think about any other fake rumor to defame me? Why an affair with the boss was the first thing that came to your mind? Shekhar looks at her, speechless. Ritika continues with a sip from her drink. I'll tell you why, Shekhar. Rumors, fake or true, are still products of reality, the perception of society. So the perception here says if a woman succeeds, it's most probably because she knows how to flirt with the right superior. For example, if she's in sales and great in achieving targets, she probably flirts with the clients. It's not all your fault, Shekhar. You thought this rumor would work because you know too how society works. You gave them what they wish to consume. Ritika has lied on her resume. Ritika has a criminal background. Wouldn't be breaking news for the office, right? Because it's not, what do they say in the news channels? It's not Sansani case enough. But affair with the boss, the married man, oh, that's a blockbuster. You know your audience. You should be in marketing. So answer me, Shekhar. Why couldn't your genius mind innovate and construct a similar fake rumor for me, as you might have done for a guy who got promoted instead of you? Shekhar's eyes goes back to meet Ritika's after a long halt at his drink. He says, Ritika, I understand what you mean. She cuts him off again and says, no, you don't, Shekhar. Don't try to formulate an answer because there is no answer to this. Now let's come to the other part. Why were you so angry, Shekhar? Why did you think you deserved this promotion more than anyone else in finance? And it's okay that you feel that you should have deserved it. But why were you so angry that someone else got the role? You don't think I'm capable? You think you're the best for this role? You have better skills? Okay, let's see. Ritika opens her bag and pulls out a couple of papers. Let's do a comparative study on skills, Shekhar. This is your resume. I did the honors of printing it out. And here are your skills. So, you are good at strategic thinking, building strategies, or should we say, evil strategies. Okay, now how about me? Am I evil enough for this cutthroat competitive world? Wasn't I with your wife a couple of hours ago? Could have destroyed your married life with the fake rumor. So I can be evil, right? I can be Shekhar. It's just that I choose not to be. Shekhar is listening. Okay, so what's next? Achieving quick results. Interesting. Now, what about me? So you started a fake rumor in the morning. Few hours by evening, it was known to all. On the other hand, it took me 1 hour. Just 1 hour to convince everyone that it's not true. And in the same hour, they are all here partying with me. So I guess my results are quicker, right? Okay, what's the next skill? Yep, your favorite. Ambitious. Shekhar, you're good with numbers. You are ambitious. Everyone knows that. But a leader doesn't need to always wear his or her ambition on sleeves. We are all ambitious. We don't need to show it from the top. And how do you prove your ambition? Tell me. Just sitting and staring stylishly at the VP's cabin? Or thinking about latest cars? Acquiring these things is ambition fulfilled, Shekhar? These are just byproducts. You think I care about a cabin and a boss chair? Take it away, I don't care. I will lead from the floor. My eyes are on the value driver. These things will follow. Shekhar, I traced down the rumor to patient zero, that's you, in just half an hour. Secondly, I ended the rumor by just letting everyone know that it's not true. And you know why they believe me? Because they respect me. And this is probably why Mr. Merchant promoted me. Respect and care. I care for my people and they respect me. They believe me when I say something is not true. Shekhar, I'm good with people. And I cared for you too, Shekhar. Believe it or not. You know, Mr. Merchant had already told me yesterday that he is going to announce my name today. I requested him to invite you in the room because I wanted you to be present with me during this announcement. I told him that you could be my biggest support in the team. Shekhar has been silent, looking down at the table, too embarrassed to speak. Ritika gets up from her chair, goes to the bar and buys 2 more drinks, comes back to the table and gives one to Shekhar. The last skill mentioned in your resume is providing constructive solutions. Well, I'm a VP now. I can easily fire you, and no one will ask me a single question. But that would be an obvious solution and destructive solution. So my first job as your superior is to forgive you, but on one condition. You have to start on a clean slate. You have to rise above jealousy, anger, and dirty office politics. You have to respect your colleagues, Shekhar, men, women, all. You have to groom yourself, have to think beyond numbers. Because business is not just about numbers, Shekhar. It's about people. And people who understand people become leaders. She raises her glass. Shekhar looks at her and picks up his glass. Ritika says, "So, is this solution constructive enough for you?" Shekhar nods his head in acknowledgement, in appreciation, and above all, in respect.